So to complete the table, I need to know how to convert fractions to decimals, decimals to percents, percents to decimals, decimals to fractions. So it's really important to pay attention to which representation you're starting with. So here we're starting with a fraction. So to change a fraction to a decimal, I need to divide the numerator, which is 4, by the denominator, which is 5. 4 divided by 5 is 0.8. So now that I have 0.8, to change that to a percent, I'm going to write 0.8, move the decimal 2 times to the right. I'm going to add a 0. So now I have 80, and since it's a percent, I need a percent sign, so it's 80%. Now here for the second row, I'm starting with 2/10. So I'm going to first change it to a fraction because I think that'll be easier. Remember to change a decimal to a fraction. If you need to check back in your notes, you can just look for the topic that says decimal to fraction. I need to write it over the place value. So this is 2/10. So 2/10. I need to find the greatest common factor, which in this case would be 2. So I'm going to divide both the top and the bottom by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this would be 1/5. Now I have a decimal that I need to change to a percent. So I have 0.2. I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right, add a 0, and this is 20%. Here, I'm starting with a fraction. This one's important to pay attention to because I have 1 3/4. This 1, that's my whole, stays the same. So I don't need to do anything to convert the 1. It'll still be 1 by itself. The only thing that I'm going to do is divide 3 by 4 to figure out what the decimal value would be. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 4, and that is 0.75. So that means after the 1, it would be 0.75. So my answer is 1 75/100. Now I need to change it to a percent. So I have 1.75. Need to move my decimal 2 times to the right. So this would be 175%. Now I'm starting with a percent, and I need to go this way. So starting with a percent, I need to first get rid of the percent sign. And then I need to change it to a decimal by moving my decimal 2 places to the left. So that'll give me 1.25. So 125% written as a decimal is 1.25. And now I need to write it as a fraction. So again, this 1 here stays as 1. And then I need to write it as a fraction. So I have 0.25, which is 25/100. So 25 over 100. I know that the greatest common factor of 25 and 100 is 25. So I can divide by 25. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25 is 4. So that means my answer is 1 1/4. Then finally we have 2 3/100. So same thing as with 1 25/100. This 2 remains the whole number. So I'm just going to put 2. And then I need my fraction. This is 3/100. So I would put 3 over 100. And I don't have any greatest common factor between those two other than 1. So my answer is just 2 3/100. Then finally, I need to make this a percent. So I have 2.03. I need to move my decimal 2 times to the right, which will give me 203%. So again, it's really important that when you're completing tables, you pay attention to what you have and then what it's asking you for. So pay attention to if it gives you a fraction and wants you to find a decimal or percent, if it gives you a decimal and wants you to find a fraction or percent, or if it gives you a percent and wants you to find a decimal or fraction. All of the steps for all of the problems are in your notes, and it's important that you use your notes to complete this homework assignment today.